Let's tell you about what has happened in the United States of America. Now, viewers, in what can be seen as a significant escalation, Iran has reportedly struck and seriously damaged America's most formidable fighter jet, the F-35. As per reports, an American F-35 fighter jet made an emergency landing after being struck by an Iranian fire in the wee hours on Thursday. And this is what we know so far as far as this particular story is concerned. F-35 got damaged by suspected Iranian fire. It made an emergency landing at U.S. Air Base. It is the fifth-generation jet that was in a combat mission over Iran, over central Iran to be precise. The stealth jet landed safely, pilot is safe, and an investigation is underway. But what is extremely important and why this is our biggest story of the day, it is the first time, viewers, Iran has hit a U.S. jet, that too an F-35, formidable F-35 in this particular war. And if it is correct, then this would mark the first known instance of Tehran striking one of the most advanced fighter jets in American arsenal since the war began. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said that the stealth fighter was targeted by air defense systems over central Iran. Here's what Iran is claiming. IRGC has claimed that this US F-35 Lightning II was hit during overnight strike. The stealth fighter was targeted by Iranian air defense systems. This American jet was targeted over central Iran. It was struck and then it got seriously damaged around 2:50 a.m. local time. In the wee hours, this particular strike took place. And this strike followed interception of over 125 US and Israeli drones. And viewers, if what IRGC is claiming is true, then like I said, this is a huge setback for America. And here's why. Let's tell you about F-35 Lightning II. Why is it a very important fighter jet? This is American Forces' latest fifth-generation fighter jet. It's world's most advanced fighter jet that America has in its arsenal. It's known for stealth capabilities. Multi-role fighter this one is, which is designed, in fact, for deep strikes. It is the most lethal, survivable fighter jet that we are talking about. This one that you can see on your screens can gather, share, and process more information than any other fighter. And if you look at the price tag, it costs over $100 million. And to understand what this really means for the American forces specifically and for Donald Trump, I'm joined on the broadcast by retired Air Marshal RGK Kapoor. Thank you very much, sir, for speaking with us here on Times Now. Firstly, what do you make of, Iran managing to target the F-35 fighter jet of America? And do you think it's really possible? Do you think Iran still has that kind of capability?
Good afternoon to you and viewers. Thank you for having me on the show. F-35, if it has been shot down by the Iranians, is a major turning point in history of this aircraft. It's the most advanced fighter in the world today. Deep penetration. It is low observable, but it does not mean that it is invisible. So if Iran has managed, so what we know is that F-35 has been shot over central Iran. It survived the hit and it has managed to land safely. The pilot is safe. It has been damaged. We do not know whether these visuals which Iran has circulated, are they fact or fake? They will have to be matched up as the time progresses. But what they have shown is that it is most probably a infrared search and track. So it's a passive, basically a passive detection of the aircraft and passive firing of the missile. It's a passive seeker. That means it does not transmit any radar signal for the aircraft to detect. But what is very clear from the video also is that there are no flares that are being dispensed. Whenever F-35 has something called EOTS and a missile approach warning system. So if any kind of missile is fired on F-35, it is supposed to automatically take evasive action against a threat. That means first it detects the missile being fired at it, then it dispenses what we call as flares, which will pull the missile, which is a heat-seeking missile, towards the flares, which are hotter than the engine. And the third is the aircraft itself, the computer itself will start an evasive maneuver for the aircraft.
Okay.
And so if these things have not happened, that means there is something which could have gone wrong with the aircraft.
Okay.
Or what we see is what the visuals we see is fake. So we do not know whether all this happened or this did not happen.
So you're saying
The
that
second
what
point,
Iran is claiming that can't happen with a fighter jet of this capability?
it should not happen because the aircraft would dispense flares at the time of missile approaching, and the kind of video that we are seeing that the missile is actually striking the aircraft and the aircraft has not done any maneuver. There are no flares because if there were flares, this IRST would be seeing the flares itself. So it will bloom. This whole thing will become so bright that we could lose the aircraft itself in the background. So if it is not seen, that means the flares are not fired or dispensed by the aircraft. So that is my question, that whether it happened. The second point I'm trying to make is, Iran would have very closely studied F-35 because one downing of a single F-35 is a major victory for Iran. And it will kind of, what it will do is, it will provide these inputs to its allies like China and Russia,
Right.
who want more and more technological details about the aircraft to counter it.
Right.
The third point I'm trying to make is that this aircraft was perhaps operating over central Iran.
Yes.
Now the airstrikes are expanding from western Iran towards central Iran and eastern Iran. Now, as that happens, there are a lot of air defense systems, which are like small air defense systems, short range air defense systems, which cannot be picked up and targeted all the time. They will continuously be kind of shielded. And what I have read is there are a lot of strikes that we are listening or hearing about from US and Israel. A lot of decoys have also been targeted. So
Right.
in this whole fog of war, there are enough number of surface to air systems which will continue to be active. And now as US starts using weapons which these aircraft have to come and
Right.
deliver closer to the target,
Right.
you will find there could be a opportunity for the Iranians to target, like it happened in Yugoslavia in 1990s when a
Okay.
F-117 was targeted because it was following the same path every day.
Okay. So I
Now,
have one more question for you specifically because, of course, you're saying that there's definitely more than what meets the eye. But according to IRGC, this strike followed interception of over 125 US Israeli drones. So, I mean, while US and Israel, are busy throwing drones to target the military infrastructure of Iran, amidst this, do you think something like this can happen?
Yes, because when you see missiles and drones followed by aircraft, it is a kind of a full mission which is going through. It's a perfectly planned where it is coordinated to where will the drone strike, where will the missile strike, and where will the aircraft strike.
Right.
And so it is in time and space, it is coordinated. And so if it is coordinated in time and space, it is quite possible that while drones and missiles are coming down, there are aircraft also operating in another area.
Right.
And when the aircraft are operating in another area, the point that I wanted to make was that whether this aircraft came down below a particular level.
Okay.
Because if it comes down, the short range missiles become very lethal when the aircraft is low,
Right.
or if it has its afterburners or the reheat on, then the IR signature or the heat signature magnifies itself.
Okay.
And so all these factors could be responsible in if this has happened.
Okay. We're still waiting for an official word from the United States of America on this one. And if indeed the claims of IRGC are true, then clearly it's a big setback for America. Thank you very much, Air Marshal RGK Kapoor. Appreciate you joining us here on Times Now and explaining to us what this really means.